the greatest investment you can make is in boosting your personal value. It empowers you to generate chances, attract success, and construct a life that reflects your actual potential. When you focus on developing your value, you're taking control of your future and preparing yourself to capture every opportunity that comes your way. What if you could boost your value and achieve tremendous success? What if there was a simple way to make yourself stand out and attain your goals faster? What if the key to unlocking your entire potential was merely a difference in how you think and act each day? Imagine waking up every morning knowing you're on a path to becoming the best version of yourself. You own the capacity to generate real, lasting change, and it starts with improving your value. But how precisely do you do that? What practical measures can you take to improve your worth in ways that attract more chances, greater connections, and enduring success? In this video, we're looking into tactics and mindset modifications that can dramatically transform how you show yourself in the world. Let's begin. 1. Raise your standards and demand more from yourself every single day. One of the most powerful activities you can perform is to improve your standards. You can improve your life in extraordinary ways simply by demanding more from yourself every day. Success isn't a stroke of luck. It's the consequence of persistent discipline and work. Founded in the notion that you can always grow and improve, it starts with taking responsibility for your results and then deciding to do whatever it takes to construct the life you wish. When you elevate your expectations, everything around you begins to shift. Your environment, your mentality, your conduct, and even your relationships. You may not realize it immediately, but every small choice you make, how you show up to work, how you treat others, how you pursue your goals, is a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. Massive success doesn't come from being mediocre. It doesn't come from playing small or waiting for opportunities to arrive in your lap. It comes from determining that you will expect more from yourself and from people around you. Success begins the minute you feel you deserve more and take continuous effort to prove it. When you improve your standards, you don't simply elevate your value, you elevate your entire existence. Your mindset switches from scarcity to abundance. You begin to see opportunities where others see roadblocks. You push through challenging moments not because they're easy, but because what lies on the other side is worth it. You must quit settling for mediocrity. When you settle, you're telling yourself that you're okay with where you are. You're accepting a life that doesn't reflect your entire potential. But you're not designed for mediocrity, you're made for greatness. And to reach that greatness, you must elevate your standards. What would your life look like if you started demanding more from yourself right now? What if you demanded excellence at everything you do? This isn't just about money or status. It's about becoming someone who doesn't make excuses, who works with intention, who seeks for progress. It's about transitioning from merely surviving to genuinely thriving. It's about building a version of yourself that's not constrained by previous failures or current difficulties, but propelled by a clear, powerful vision of the future. Raising your expectations isn't about being perfect. It's about ongoing improvement. You won't get everything right, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep going, keep learning, and keep improving. That's how you enhance your value, by choosing every day to never settle for less than your finest. It means refusing to compromise on your dreams. It means doing the hard things others won't. And when you do this, when you raise your standards, you change your own game. But this transformation doesn't happen by accident. You must choose it. You have to decide in every setting that mediocrity isn't acceptable, that excuses won't cut it, that anything less than your entire potential isn't good enough. Setbacks will come, but they won't define you. You'll rise every time you fall, since your standards are higher than your hurdles. Another critical insight: as you raise your standards, you naturally raise your expectations for people around you. You become more intentional about your relationships. You no longer accept negativity, laziness, or a lack of drive. Success is contagious. When you demand more from yourself, you attract others who live by that same code. You start developing relationships based on growth, common purpose, and mutual accountability. This is vital to your evolution. Surrounding yourself with people who urge you to go further, who push you when you feel like giving up, who believe in greater standards too, When you elevate your standards, your entire surroundings begins to transform. You establish a positive feedback loop of growth, achievement, and forward momentum. When you fully commit to your goals and demand more of yourself, you create a ripple effect. It doesn't only affect your personal life, it affects your profession, your health, your income, your relationships. You start to attract the possibilities you used to dream about, not by happenstance, but because you're now prepared to claim them. Raising your expectations isn't a one-time decision. It's a continuous habit. It's showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. It's keeping constant when development is slow. It's pushing through fear and doubt because you know that inaction costs too much. You refuse to allow your future be defined by fear, by doubt, or by others' opinions. Every behavior, every decision becomes a reflection of the new standard you've chosen. When you continually demand more of yourself, success becomes a habit, challenges become stepping stones, growth becomes inevitable. You stop merely talking about success and start living it every single day. And as you rise, so do people around you. People watch what you do, not just what you say. When they observe someone who lives by higher standards, they're inspired to do the same. You start to develop a culture of success within your family, your team, your business, your community. It spreads. It multiplies. It transforms. You are capable of more than you know. You've got greatness within you. But it all begins with you. It starts with the choice to elevate your standards and demand more every single day. As you do, you'll unlock growth and success beyond what you originally dreamed. You'll become someone who doesn't merely dream of greatness, but lives it. Be willing to push through difficult periods, knowing that on the other side of adversity lies progress. Embrace the idea that learning isn't a one-time event, but a lifelong path. You'll never know everything, and that's completely good. In fact, understanding your own limitations can be the flame that fires your desire to keep learning. The more you learn, the more you realize there's still so much more to grasp. That's the beauty of it. There's no end to the possibilities ahead. As your knowledge develops, so do the doors that open. New opportunities, new views, and new challenges, all driving you toward greater achievement. Success is the result of regular, focused effort, and part of that effort entails constantly growing your knowledge and sharpening your skills. This doesn't imply you need to become an expert in everything, but it does involve being conscious about where you want to grow. Focus on the areas that matter most to your personal and professional goals. If you want to excel in your career, for example, commit to mastering everything you can about your field. Stay current on trends, innovations, and advancements. Learn from people who've already achieved and apply those lessons to your own journey. At the same time, never forget the value of personal development. A person motivated to learning is continually improving, not just in terms of information, but also in mindset, habits, and behavior. Personal growth is a vital aspect of success. As you mature mentally, emotionally, and physically, you become more able to tackle life's problems. You build resilience, confidence, and perseverance, qualities that help you keep going forward no matter the difficulties. Learning is also a powerful strategy to boost your value. The more you know, the more valuable you become. In today's world, where competition is high and possibilities are everywhere, knowledge is one of your greatest strengths. It empowers you to solve problems, contribute meaningfully, and generate value in ways others may not. As your awareness improves, so does your ability to assist others and make a meaningful contribution. Committing to constant learning doesn't entail being perfect or understanding everything quickly. It's about steady effort over time. It's about making learning a habit, a part of your everyday routine. You don't need to spend hours every day, but if you dedicate even 10 or 15 minutes to learning something new daily, you'll be astounded by the development over time. Little by little, the knowledge you gain will generate actual, lasting change in your life. Learning is a luxury. Not everyone has access to the same resources or opportunities to improve, which is why it's so crucial to make the most of what you do have. The books you can read, the courses you can take, and the people you can learn from, these are strong instruments that can determine your future. The more you embrace learning, the more you take charge of the life you're creating. But having knowledge alone isn't enough. It's the application of that knowledge that leads to genuine results. As you learn, take action. Apply what you've discovered in your life, your job, and your business. The more you put knowledge to use, the more it sticks and the larger the influence it may have. Learning without action is like having a treasure chest you never open. You must unlock it and put it to work. When you commit to lifelong learning, you establish a growth mentality. You begin to perceive problems as chances to learn, not dangers. You stop dreading failure and start considering it as a necessary part of the path. Failure becomes feedback. It shows you what to better. And if you embrace failure as part of the process, it becomes simpler to move forward. The more you study, the more comfortable you grow with taking risks and moving outside your comfort zone. Learning also equips you to adapt. The world is continuously changing, and individuals who stay devoted to learning are the ones best prepared to respond to new ideas, technology, and circumstances. Resist change and you risk slipping behind. Embrace learning and you stay ahead, ready to prosper no matter what the future delivers. To fully commit to continual learning, you must make it a priority. Set time aside. Hold yourself accountable. Whether it's reading for a few minutes each day, listening to podcasts on your commute, or attending a seminar each month, integrate learning into your life. Make it as routine as brushing your teeth or eating your meals. Eventually, it becomes second nature, and its impact becomes obvious in every area of your life. Learning also fuels creativity. The more new knowledge and ideas you expose yourself to, the more your thinking evolves. Your mind becomes more fluid, more innovative, and more capable of addressing issues in novel ways. Creative thinking is an essential factor in success. The more you know, the more tools you have at your disposal to tackle issues and discover answers. Always remember, learning is a lifetime endeavor. There's always something new to discover, improve upon, or master. And that's what makes the voyage so powerful. Success isn't a set destination, it's a constant process of improvement. So, stay committed to studying, expand your knowledge, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never dreamed. Number 3, embrace challenges and turn them into opportunities for growth. Challenges are an inevitable aspect of life. You can't escape them, and trying to do so simply holds you back. They occur in different forms, from personal challenges to professional disappointments. But challenges aren't blocks to your achievement. They're secret opportunities waiting to be found. How you view and approach them will determine whether they hold you back or drive you ahead. Everyone confronts difficulties. It's tempting to let difficult circumstances define you, to assume they've stopped your growth. But the truth is, problems may be your greatest source of growth, if you allow them to be. It's not the issue itself that creates your future, but your response to it. You can let it break you, or you can utilize it as a stepping stone towards strength and accomplishment. To fully embrace obstacles, adjust your perspective. Stop perceiving them as hurdles and start seeing them as opportunities to build resilience, increase your abilities, and strengthen your character. With this perspective, you don't flee from challenges, you welcome them. Each one is a chance to grow, to push your limits, and to emerge out stronger. It's natural to feel defeated when things go wrong, but every problem has a lesson if you're ready to look for it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? With this attitude, even failures and mistakes become valuable teachers. Every unpleasant event becomes a stepping stone towards something bigger. Fear is one of the biggest hurdles to growth. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, they can immobilize you. But fear frequently means you're pushing outside your comfort zone, and that's exactly where growth happens. If you want to grow, you must be willing to take risks, to face the unknown, and to keep pushing despite fear. Challenges aren't supposed to break you, they're meant to build you. Every time you overcome a challenging situation, you develop strength and confidence. You learn more about what you're capable of. Each task you conquer makes you better equipped for the next. You build a sense of trust in yourself and your ability to manage whatever comes next. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure doesn't define your worth or your potential. It's simply part of the process. In reality, some of the world's greatest achievements were produced from repeated failure. With every failure comes vital understanding. You modify, improve, and move forward. Failure doesn't define you. It refines you. It enhances your skills, sharpens your attention, and prepares you for future success. When you let go of the fear of failure, you give yourself permission to grow. Challenges may feel overwhelming at first, but if you break them down into smaller steps, they become manageable. Focus on one step at a time. With each step forward, you generate momentum. Soon, the mountain that previously looked unattainable becomes something you've climbed and conquered. That's the power of persistence. There's a saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It can sound cliché, but it's rooted in fact. The obstacles you confront now are shaping the strength you'll carry tomorrow. Challenges are opportunities to test your limits and gain resilience. But to gain from them, you must be willing to go through the procedure. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It requires time, effort, and dedication. You may meet setbacks, but each one is a learning experience that takes you closer to your goals. One of the most effective components of embracing problems is how they encourage you to develop new skills. In tackling severe situations, you're often forced to grow your knowledge, better your problem solving, or communicate more effectively. These obstacles test your abilities, forcing you to think outside the box and seek unique solutions. This continual process of learning and adapting is crucial to personal growth, and it's what leads to long-term success. Challenges also help improve your resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, but how you respond is what's truly important. If you let challenges knock you down and hold you there, you'll never realize your full potential. But if you keep getting back up, you'll build inner strength that can't be shaken. Resilience is the ability to face hardship, learn from it, and emerge stronger. It's a skill that can be cultivated and is one of the most precious assets you can develop. To genuinely embrace challenges, you must also learn to regulate your emotions. It's easy to get stressed when things don't go your way, but the key is to keep cool and focused. Instead of reacting impulsively, step back, examine the situation, and formulate a plan. When you control your emotions, you think more clearly, make better judgments, and stay aligned with your goals. Emotional intelligence is a crucial determinant in success, and it's built through how you respond to setbacks. The more you embrace problems, the more they transition from being causes of dread to possibilities for progress. You begin to view them with curiosity and even excitement. They no longer feel intimidating, but important steps in your trip. Each challenge you overcome increases confidence, preparing you for the next one. It's also crucial to remember that you are not alone in battling obstacles. Everyone goes through challenging times, from the most successful people to those just beginning their road. The difference rests in how they respond. Successful individuals don't avoid challenges. They embrace them, learn from them, and utilize them as stepping stones toward their goals. You have the same talent. Embrace your obstacles, knowing they're developing you for something better. The goal is to stay persistent, stay focused, and remain happy. Challenges are temporary. They don't persist forever. But each one pushes you closer to where you want to be. It's not about avoiding problems, but meeting them head on, developing through them, and coming out stronger. When you view problems as opportunities, you unlock your actual potential and put yourself on the path to success. You are capable of overcoming anything life throws your way. So take the obstacles, transform them into growth, and watch yourself become the person you were destined to be. 4. Take full responsibility for your success and failure. Success and failure aren't something that just happened to you. They arise from the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the mindset you embrace. When you take full responsibility for both your triumphs and losses, you stop playing the victim and start becoming the author of your own life story. It's tempting to blame individuals or external events when things go awry, but that perspective won't earn you the success you're searching for. Taking responsibility implies realizing that your life is in your hands. You have the capacity to shape it. Excuses are easy to create, yet they just hold you back. They're what we tell ourselves to avoid addressing hard truths. Blaming the economy, other people, or poor luck could seem justified, but doing so gives away your authority. You allow the world around you decide how you feel and how far you can go. Successful people don't waste time pointing fingers. They look in the mirror and accept full ownership of their choices, actions, and results. You could say, but some things are out of my control. And that's true. Life throws curveballs. People disappoint. Plans fall apart. But this is where accountability gets powerful. Because while you can't control everything that happens, you can influence how you respond. That's your genuine power. When you accept responsibility for your achievement, you stop waiting for luck or outside affirmation. You go out and create opportunities. You actively strive on improving, pushing yourself forward. Success doesn't come to those who sit back. It comes to those who take action and own their journey. The same goes for failure. It's not something to fear or avoid. It's part of the process. Failure reflects your actions, and when it happens, it's a time to learn, grow, and modify. But this only works if you take responsibility instead of blaming others or making excuses. When you own your failures, you take back your power. You see failure differently, not as loss, but as feedback. It's not about your worth, it's about what didn't work. Every failure is a signal, pointing out what you can improve, helping you refine your approach, and reminding you that success is a process. This mindset shift is key. When you stop blaming and start owning your outcomes, you free yourself from regret and wasted energy. You stop feeling like a victim and start feeling empowered. Success becomes something you create, not something that happens by happenstance. Taking responsibility also involves admitting that you can change. No matter your age, upbringing, or prior mistakes, you always have the power to adjust your trajectory. If you're not where you want to be, it's not because of others, it's because of your past choices. And that's something you can alter starting now. Your shortcomings don't define you. They are moments, not lifelong designations. Every successful individual has suffered difficulties. What sets them distinct is how they responded. Did they stop or did they keep going? Taking responsibility means utilizing failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling obstacle. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Another significant component of responsibility is learning from others. When you stop blaming, you start seeking mentors, guidance, and inspiration from individuals who've conquered comparable problems. Responsibility doesn't mean doing it all alone. It involves owning your path and employing all available resources to move forward. Taking responsibility doesn't imply you'll never mess up. It involves handling mistakes with honesty and humility. When things go bad, don't run or hide. Face them. Understand what happened. Learn from it and do better next time. That's what ownership looks like, not just for achievement, but for the process as a whole. Every mistake is a lesson. If you take responsibility for it, it becomes a stepping stone to achievement. To fully take responsibility, you must manage your time and energy wisely. Responsibility involves deciding consciously how to spend your days and what to focus on. No one else can set your priorities. You must do that for yourself. Time is one of your most valuable assets. Owning your time means owning your life. This also includes accountability. Accountability isn't simply about reporting to someone else. It's about pushing oneself to a higher standard. When you're responsible, you don't need regular reminders. You know your goals and you keep focused on them. You make conscious decisions that keep you on track. This level of self-accountability is what separates successful people from others who remain static. It's simpler to blame, but it's far more powerful to take responsibility. You can blame external conditions for your lack of growth, but the instant you start taking complete responsibility, you get the power to change. Taking full responsibility for both your triumphs and failings is about establishing a mindset of ownership. This mindset is the cornerstone of a successful life. It's the knowledge that you are in control of your fate and that you have the capacity to shape the life you wish. When you embrace this approach, you stop waiting for things to happen to you and instead start making things happen for you. You change from responding to life to creating it on your terms. In conclusion, success and failure are outcomes of the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the mentality you embrace. By taking full responsibility for both your victories and your disappointments, you empower yourself to design the life you want. You cease blaming others, making excuses, or waiting for things to change. Instead, you take command of your actions, learn from your failures, and take control of your future. Success is within your reach, but it begins with embracing your journey. Number 5, identify your strengths and use them to your advantage. Each of us has a unique collection of strengths, skills, abilities, and qualities that come naturally or that we've developed through experience. These could include communication, technical understanding, creativity, leadership, or problem solving. Understanding and leveraging your strengths is one of the most effective strategies to accelerate your achievement. When you play to your strengths, you work smarter, not harder. You make faster progress, overcome barriers more efficiently, and attain your goals with greater ease. But first, you have to recognize what your strengths are. Too many people go through life without a clear knowledge of what they excel at. They may have a vague idea, but they don't really investigate or reflect on their talents. Identifying your strengths needs self-awareness and honest reflection. This isn't just about listing your talents on paper. It's about addressing deeper questions. What hobbies invigorate and complete me? What tasks do I naturally lean toward? Where have I seen the most success in the past? By answering questions, you'll find the areas where you hold a natural advantage. Once you've discovered your skills, the next step is to fully use them. Many people underutilize their strengths due to fear of standing out, lack of confidence, or knowledge about how to apply them. To unlock their full potential, you must take action. Don't hold back. Don't downplay your abilities or care about what others think. Embrace your strengths and let them lead all you do. One significant benefit of focusing on your abilities is that it puts you in your zone of genius. In this condition, you're not straining or forcing effort. You're flowing, engaged, and effective. You accomplish more with less resistance and feel determined to keep pushing forward. Using your strengths also creates confidence. When you perform anything well, it strengthens your belief in your ability. Confidence grows from competence, and competence is built by consistently utilizing and enhancing your strengths. Over time, this produces a powerful feedback loop. More confidence leads to higher performance, and better performance leads to bigger chances. Another advantage of exploiting your abilities is that it helps you stand out. Whether in business, athletics, or creative pursuits, the top performers are those who double down on what they do best. They don't strive to be everything to everyone. They specialize and excel. By focusing on your strengths, you become known for what you're strong at, attracting the perfect opportunities and accolades. Also, exploiting your talents allows you to reduce the impact of your limitations. Everyone has areas where they're less skilled, and that's okay. Instead of attempting to become average at everything, focus on becoming excellent at what you're naturally good at. Be conscious of your weaknesses, manage them as needed, but don't allow them consume your energy. As you keep building on your strengths, you'll discover that they provide you an edge. You'll make smarter judgments, solve problems faster, and face challenges with more resilience. You won't waste time second-guessing. You'll act with clarity and confidence. Because strengths are personal and often distinctive, they allow you to contribute something special to the table. Whether it's your creativity, your people skills, or your strategic mind, your strengths allow you to make an effect others can't mimic. However, finding and using your strengths isn't a one-time event. It's a continuing practice. Strengths can grow, change, and become even more powerful over time. Even if you're already good at something, there's always room for improvement. Whether that means learning new skills, obtaining more experience, or getting feedback, you should continually develop and enhance your innate talents. Growth develops when you challenge yourself to rise higher. Don't settle. Use your strengths as a launchpad for continual development. One of the most gratifying ways to use your abilities is by aligning them with your passions and ideals. When you mix what you're good at with what you enjoy and what matters to you, you find purpose. Work becomes more than a task, it becomes meaningful. Success isn't only about accomplishing goals, it's about enjoying the ride. When you employ your abilities in areas that correspond with your values, the rewards are deeper and more enduring. If you want to attain sustainable success, concentrating on your strengths is key. But it's not only about enriching yourself, it's also about producing value for others. When you apply your strengths to solve issues, support others, or contribute to a broader cause, your impact rises. Success isn't only what you achieve, it's what you give back. When you apply your strengths in service of others, you become a positive force, a leader, an inspiration. You assist others rise by fully stepping into who you are. Ultimately, your strengths are your biggest advantage. They are the cornerstone of your ambitions and the motor driving your growth. When you know and use your strengths, you unlock your potential and construct a life filled with success, purpose, and impact. Take the time to identify what you're best at, accept it totally, and let it drive your career. Your strengths are the key to your success. Don't let them go to waste. Number 6, eliminate distractions and focus on your core goals. In today's environment, distractions are everywhere, from social media and notifications to endless emails, TV, and even your own wandering thoughts. These distractions sap your time, energy, and focus, all of which are crucial to attaining your goals. If you want tremendous success, one of the most crucial things you can do is minimize distractions and laser. Focus on what truly matters, your fundamental goals. The first step is simply understanding how much time is lost to distractions. Many people don't know how often their attention is lured away by things that don't serve their advancement. You could feel busy, but you're not productive. To recapture your focus, start by taking a serious look at where your time and attention go. Ask yourself, what hobbies consistently demand my time but bring little return? What behaviors or persons continually deplete my energy and delay my progress? These might be aimless scrolling, continuously checking your phone, or spending time in unnecessary chats. While these things might appear harmless or even delightful in the moment, they cost you the attention and momentum needed to attain your goals. Once you're aware of your distractions, it's time to take back control, to take action. Begin by eliminating or limiting the things that distract your focus. If social media frequently distracts you, consider scheduling specific times during the day to check your accounts and avoid accessing them outside of those times. Turn off unneeded notifications on your phone and computer. If specific people or events continually lure your focus away from your key goals, adopt boundaries to preserve your time. Learn to say no to things that don't correspond with your priorities. This may feel awkward at first, especially if you're used to being continuously available, but it's crucial for making genuine progress. One of the most effective strategies to reduce distractions is to create a dedicated, concentrated setting for work. This could involve setting up a distinct workstation where you can concentrate without distractions, keeping your desk organized, and ensuring all the equipment you need are within arm's length. When you're focusing on your essential goals, make it a practice to cut off distractions and focus totally on the task at hand. Whether it's writing, brainstorming, planning, or implementing, give your whole focus to the action. The more you exercise deep focus, the more productive and effective you'll become. Another technique to reducing distractions is learning time management. Time is your most significant resource, and how you spend it defines your level of success. If you're not intentional with your time, distractions will seep in and impede your progress. To stay focused on your core goals, it's crucial to prioritize your chores and manage your timetable. Set aside definite blocks for intense work, and don't allow other chores to interfere with those intervals. Use tools like calendars, to-do lists, and time tracking apps to keep organized and focused on what's truly important. Focus on one item at a time. Multitasking may appear efficient, but it's actually one of the biggest productivity killers. When you juggle many tasks at once, your attention is divided and the quality of your work decreases. Instead, dedicate your complete concentrate to one work at a time. This not only boosts the quality of your work, but also helps you complete jobs faster because you avoid the mental lag of task switching. Concentrating on a single task allows you to achieve a state of profound focus when you do your finest work and make meaningful progress toward your goals. Establishing a daily routine also improves sustained focus. Routines decrease decision fatigue by bringing structure to your day. When you follow a regular schedule, you don't waste time thinking out what to do next or where to start. Your routine becomes a guide that keeps you aligned with your goals. Build time for your primary objectives into your daily calendar and ensure that your activities support your long-term vision. Whether it's allocating the first hour of your day to intensive work or scheduling regular pauses to recover, a strong routine encourages discipline and attention. Another helpful strategy for avoiding distractions is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness educates your attention to be present and avoid getting dragged into external or internal distractions. It's the ability to remain totally involved in what you're doing without letting your thoughts stray. You can practice mindfulness by setting out a few minutes every day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and focus yourself in the present moment. Over time, This establishes the mental discipline needed to maintain attention and reduce distractions in all areas of your life. Eliminating distractions isn't only about external interruptions, it's also about managing internal ones. Our minds are constantly overwhelmed with thoughts, some useful, some not, that distract our focus away from what's important. If you're regularly overthinking, worried, or feeling anxious, it can be hard to focus on your goals. That's why it's crucial to establish a positive mindset and practice stress management. Activities like meditation, journaling, or daily reflection might help you keep mentally clear. When you learn to manage your thoughts and emotions, you reduce internal distractions that inhibit your success. One of the most important strategies to keep focused is to have a clear knowledge of why you're doing what you're doing. A strong feeling of purpose and motivation keeps you anchored even when distractions come. When your why is clear and significant, it becomes simpler to say no to things that don't connect with your goal. Your mission acts as your internal compass, guiding your decisions and activities. When your goals actually mean to you, keeping focus becomes a natural outcome. Creating accountability is another strong technique to reduce distractions and stay on track. When someone, be it a mentor, coach, or friend, is holding you accountable, you're more likely to follow through. The awareness that someone is observing your development and expecting results can be a tremendous motivation. Share your goals with someone you trust and ask them to check in on your progress. This sense of accountability helps you stay consistent, motivated, and focused on what truly counts. Ultimately, the key to reducing distractions and focusing on your essential goals is discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay dedicated to your aims regardless of external noise or internal resistance. It demands you to make conscious decisions that correspond with your goals and to take away anything that doesn't support your vision. Discipline also means turning up consistently, even when it's hard, even when you're inclined to quit. When you cultivate discipline, you gain mental toughness that helps you to filter out distractions and stay focused on your objective. This is the foundation of long-term success. Number 7, work diligently to perfect every ability you possess. One of the most powerful characteristics of success is a dedication to persistent self-improvement. Success isn't instant. It's not a single moment or event. It's a journey, a process molded by persistent effort, discipline, and growth across every element of your life. If you want to become your best self, you must commit to enhancing every skill you have. No matter how talented or experienced you are now, there's always room to grow. Growth is a lifetime effort, and your willingness to grow is what creates the foundation for permanent success. To perfect any ability, you must grasp that it's a process, not a destination. Many people abandon up too quickly because they expect immediate results. But brilliance takes time and demands the determination to keep going. If you're unwilling to push past your existing restrictions, you'll never unleash your entire potential. Growth needs effort, discomfort, and a willingness to make mistakes and learn from them. There's no shortcut. The only route forward is via purposeful action, practice, and resilience. Improving your skills starts with your thinking. It's easy to assume that you've reached your limit or that improvement isn't possible for you. But if you don't believe you can grow, you've already surrendered. Your mindset is the fuel for your progress. Believing that you can constantly improve opens the door to opportunity. With a growth mindset, you actively seek ways to develop better. You consider setbacks not as failures, but as learning experiences. Real growth isn't just judged by achievement. It's shown in how you respond to adversity and keep moving forward. The next step is to create specific goals. Without a particular aim, improvement becomes imprecise and directionless. When you describe what you intend to achieve, you construct a plan to guide your progress. These goals help track your progress and keep you motivated by offering clarity and purpose. Once your goals are determined, break them down into smaller, doable tasks. Trying to perfect a talent all at once is overwhelming. Instead, focus on persistent, modest activities that accumulate over time. For example, if your aim is to improve your communication abilities, begin by learning new approaches, practicing them in discussions, and gaining feedback. Over time, these modest behaviors build up. Consistency is everything. Small, consistent progress beats sporadic bursts of effort. Mastery is built via repetition, feedback, and refining. Speaking about feedback, It's one of the most crucial instruments for progress. You can't improve something you're unaware of. Constructive feedback throws a light on blind areas and helps you improve your approach. But you must be receptive to receive it. It's easy to get defensive or discouraged, yet true growth happens when you embrace comments. See it as a gift, a tool that fast tracks your progress. Accept it with humility, examine it, and take action on it. That's how you grow. Along with feedback, practice is necessary. Knowledge means useless without application. Repetition breeds mastery. But don't just practice mindlessly. Practice deliberately. That means practicing with intention, attacking your deficiencies, and consistently developing your technique. Deliberate practice pushes you out of your comfort zone and into the zone of progress. That's where transformation happens. It's all about putting in focused, conscious effort to grow better every time you practice. As you continue to grow, you'll certainly confront problems and obstacles. This is a natural part of the process. No path to mastery is free of difficulties, but the key to conquering them is tenacity. The road to success is rarely smooth. More often than not, it's packed with diversions, hiccups, and setbacks. But those problems don't define you. What actually matters is how you respond. Do you give up when things get hard, or do you push through, learn from your mistakes, and emerge stronger on the other side? The most successful people aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep going despite failure. They recognize that failures are part of the learning process and use them as stepping stones for growth. Working relentlessly to enhance any talent you possess demands discipline. It's easy to get distracted or discouraged, especially when progress is slow. But success is founded on constant effort, not fleeting moments of motivation. Discipline is what keeps you pushing forward when things get tough. It's the capacity to stay focused on your goals, even when you don't feel like putting in the work. If you want to become great, you must be willing to show up every day, put in the work, even when it's hard, even when results don't come right away. One of the most potent methods to develop your skills is by surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to be better. Find mentors, coaches, or classmates who challenge you to improve. When you're with others committed to development, it's simpler to stay motivated and focused. They'll offer vital perspective, hold you accountable, and inspire you to keep going. The people you surround yourself with can either fuel your success or slow it down. So, be intentional about who you invite into your life. Seek relationships that encourage your progress. As you continue attempting to improve, remember this is a process that takes time. Skill development isn't a race, it's a marathon. Be patient and trust that the effort you put in now will pay off in the future. Celebrate your wins, but don't get comfy. Keep challenging yourself to reach new levels. The more you mature, the more you understand how much there is more to learn. Embrace this lifelong process of improvement. It's the foundation of success in every sphere of life. Ultimately, relentlessly improving your skills is about building the discipline, focus, and mindset to keep getting better no matter what. It's about understanding that success doesn't come from talent alone or from resting on past achievements. It comes from the commitment you make to bettering yourself every single day, whether it's a technical ability, personal attribute, or professional skill. The quest of progress sets you distinct. Master your craft. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Never stop striving to be the best version of yourself. Success isn't for the passive. It's for those who are willing to put in the work day after day. That's how you unlock your entire potential and create a life of fulfillment and achievement. Number 8, invest time in building deep, valuable relationships. Relationships are the cornerstone of both personal and professional success. Every day, you interact with people who can either uplift you or deplete your vitality. The people you surround yourself with, whether family, friends, colleagues, or mentors, have a great influence on your life. Yet many of us get so caught up in activities and ambitions that we forget one of the most fundamental components of success: developing and cultivating meaningful connections. The people you know and the links you form impact your possibilities, influence your thinking, and offer support when you need it most. That's why investing time in creating genuine connections isn't simply beneficial, it's crucial. At the foundation of strong partnerships is the notion that quality counts more than quantity. In today's society, it's simple to build hundreds, even thousands of connections on social media or at networking events. But surface-level relationships rarely contribute to your growth or achievement in a deep sense. True success comes from developing a handful of true connections founded in trust, respect, and mutual support. These deep ties build a dependable basis while you pursue your ambitions. Investing in relationships means providing your time and attention to the people who matter most. It demands being intentional with your energies. You can't be everything to everyone, so focus on those who truly add value to your life. Those who support, challenge, and encourage you. These are the people who bring information, positivity, and growth into your life. By fostering these relationships, you develop an environment where success and fulfillment can thrive. It's also crucial to remember that deep partnerships don't form overnight. In our fast-paced environment, we often anticipate instant results, but the best relationships develop gradually. True connection takes time, effort, and patience. You have to be willing to show up consistently and truly. Be present for the people you care about. Listen when they talk, offer support when it's required, and stick by them in both their triumphs and challenges. This kind of investment offers enormous returns. One of the most powerful methods to develop relationships is through communication. Open, honest, and respectful discussion is the foundation of any genuine connection. Sharing your views, feelings, and experiences creates connection. Vulnerability generates trust, and trust deepens the bond. Equally crucial is being a good listener. Listening with your whole concentration, free of judgment or distraction, is rare and tremendously useful. When you listen well, you show others that they are seen, heard, and valued. Empathy is another key aspect. It's the ability to understand and experience what someone else is going through. When you approach others with empathy, you create a space of true caring and connection. Whether it's delivering support, a helping hand, or simply your presence, empathy enriches your connections. Consistency also has a vital influence. People need to know they can count on you. That means showing up regularly, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Consistency generates trust, and trust fosters lasting partnerships. When you invest in people, you establish a powerful support network that will boost you up throughout bad times. Life isn't designed to be managed alone. Strong relationships provide emotional support, practical help, and excellent counsel when you need it most. In times of crisis, these connections become your lifeline, helping you stay grounded, focused, and resilient. Additionally, deep relationships often lead to new opportunities. Many doors in life open through people, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a recommendation. Meaningful connections provide you access to resources, insights, and pathways you might not have explored alone. But remember, partnerships shouldn't be one-sided. They must be founded on mutual benefit. Give as much as you take. Share your time, support, and knowledge freely. When you develop relationships with a spirit of generosity, people naturally want to do the same for you. The finest partnerships are those where both people learn, encourage each other, and contribute equally. This kind of equilibrium produces strong, lasting friendships built in respect and trust. Finally, be careful of the energy you bring to your interactions. Positivity is contagious. When you approach others with kindness, optimism, and thankfulness, you not only boost yourself, but inspire those around you. A positive attitude fosters an environment where individuals feel comfortable, encouraged, and excited to progress. On the flip side, negative energy repels and degrades relationships. Constantly being critical, judgmental, or demanding might push people away. It's crucial to be attentive of how you show up in your relationships and to make a conscious effort to bring positivity and encouragement into every connection. Building deep, lasting relationships also requires being cautious about who you spend your time with. Not every connection is worth investing in. Some may be depleting, poisonous, or unsupportive of your aspirations. It's vital to analyze the quality of your connections and let go of those that no longer benefit you. Surround yourself with people that elevate you, challenge you, and push you toward growth. Be intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. These are the people who will affect your mentality, shape your experiences, and help you achieve. By investing time in these relationships, you create an environment that fosters both your personal and professional success. In the end, Developing valuable relationships is about more than networking or making connections for personal advantage. It's about developing true, supportive ties that create growth, trust, and mutual respect. Relationships are the foundation of success because they provide the support, opportunity, and views necessary for progress. When you nurture these connections, you establish a network of individuals who will help you reach your goals and be there for you during both the good and difficult times. The depth of your relationships will define the quality of your life, so take the time to develop meaningful, enduring connections with the people who matter most to you. These relationships will be the key to unlocking your highest potential and building a life of true achievement and fulfillment. Number 9, surround yourself with individuals that encourage you to excel. The people you spend time with play a huge impact in determining who you are and what you become. Whether you're conscious of it or not, folks around you have a huge influence on your mentality, conduct, and success. If you want to excel, if you want to reach your maximum potential, you must surround yourself with people who support, challenge, and push you to do better. These are the people that will boost you when you're down, challenge you to break beyond your restrictions, and help you discover possibilities you never imagined imaginable. The truth is, your surroundings is one of the most significant variables in deciding your performance. If you want to excel, you must be in an environment that encourages you to grow, stretch your limits, and consistently improve. One of the hardest but most liberating things to admit is that the people around you are either supporting or impeding your growth. You don't want to be surrounded by individuals comfortable with mediocrity, who make excuses or who settle for less. These individuals will drain your energy and limit your aspirations. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who have high expectations, who push themselves to better every day, and who refuse to settle for anything less than their best, you'll begin to mimic those same attributes. Your environment will drive you to elevate your own standards, and you'll start noticing chances you once missed. Think about the folks you interact with daily. Are they pushing you to be better? Are they challenging your thinking and helping you break free from old patterns, or are they keeping you caught in a comfort zone, pushing you to take the easy way instead of the one that would help you grow? To attain excellence, you have to be intentional about the people you invite into your life. The proper individuals will challenge you to venture out of your comfort zone and aspire higher. Surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't simply mean being around persons more successful than you. It also involves being around people who share your values, work ethic, and commitment to personal progress. You need people who are continually seeking to better, who refuse to settle for average, and who are prepared to put in the work necessary to attain their goals. These are the people that will drive you to push beyond your limitations and inspire you to reach new heights. It's not just about being around successful people, it's about being with individuals dedicated to greatness in every part of their lives. When you're surrounded by individuals who drive you to excel, you'll recognize your own potential in ways you never have before. You'll believe that you're capable of more and start taking measures toward your goals. You'll stop making excuses and start looking for solutions. Seeing others accomplish success can excite and inspire you to do the same, but this inspiration doesn't stem from jealousy or comparison. It comes from the knowledge that you, too, are capable of greatness. The individuals that push you to excel will help you recognize your potential and urge you to take action. Sometimes the most strong push comes not from direct counsel, but from seeing others' conduct. When you witness someone continuously putting in the work, staying focused and growing, it challenges you to do the same. You don't always need someone reminding you of your ambitions. The example set by others can kindle the same fire within you. However, associating yourself with individuals who drive you to thrive necessitates admitting that progress involves discomfort. Success isn't always easy. It involves hard effort, discipline, and even failure. But when you're around folks that drive you to thrive, you'll embrace problems instead of retreating from them. You'll recognize that discomfort is a sign of growth, and pushing through these difficult moments is what differentiates those who accomplish greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. The proper individuals will remind you that success is a journey full of difficulties and setbacks. but they'll also urge you to keep going when circumstances get rough. There will be occasions when you feel like giving up, when the challenges seem insurmountable, and you start to doubt yourself. In crucial moments, the support of the right individuals can make all the difference. They will remind you of your skills, your abilities, and why you started in the first place. With the right people around you, you'll find the confidence to keep going. Additionally, the people that drive you to excel will help you stay accountable. Accountability is important to success. It's easy to create objectives, but much tougher to stay dedicated to them. Having individuals in your life who check in on your progress and encourage you to stay on track can make a significant difference. Knowing that someone cares about your progress inspires you to keep trying even when it's challenging. Being among people who drive you to excel also helps you expand your ideas. Many of us limit ourselves based on what we think is feasible. But when you're around individuals who think large, dream bigger, and push the bounds of what's possible, it forces you to reevaluate your own constraints. You'll begin to recognize that the only thing keeping you back is your mindset. Surround yourself with individuals that push you to break free from limiting beliefs, to dream bigger, and to take brave moves toward your goals. The people you surround yourself with can either propel you toward your goals or hold you back. If you want to excel, choose to be among folks that challenge you to grow, push you to work harder, and encourage you to reach higher. These are the people who will help you recognize your potential, hold you accountable, and urge you to keep going no matter how rough things become. Be intentional about the people you spend time with. Surround yourself with individuals that inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. They will make your journey toward accomplishment fascinating and enjoyable. Number 10, avoid the comfort zone and strive beyond your limitations. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's natural to seek comfort where we feel safe, secure, and in control. But here's the ugly truth. Nothing exceptional ever happens in the comfort zone. The moment you get too comfy, you stop growing, you stop challenging yourself, and ultimately, you stop moving forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of comfort. It's tempting to stay where things feel familiar and safe. But if you desire huge success, you have to break free from this urge and push beyond what feels simple. This is where growth happens. You have to understand that while comfort feels nice in the moment, it limits your possibilities. It locks you in a bubble of mediocrity where you never extend yourself, take chances, or tap into your full skills. This is why most people settle for average lives. They stay where it's comfortable, avoid risks, and choose the path of least resistance. But if you want to do anything amazing, you must venture outside that cocoon and embrace discomfort. Push yourself to do things you've never done before, face difficulties you'd rather avoid, and take bold choices that make you uncomfortable. It's at these moments of suffering that you'll uncover your full potential. Growth always lies on the other side of discomfort. Every time you venture outside your comfort zone, you stretch yourself a bit more, pushing past fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Becoming stronger, more capable, and more resilient, that's where actual transformation happens. But it demands guts and a willingness to confront the unknown. It involves taking risks, even when the conclusion is uncertain. This is the thinking of people who achieve greatness. They're not scared to fail, to face hurdles, or to walk into the unknown. They recognize that progress, growth, and success can only happen via discomfort. Without discomfort, there is no growth. Without discomfort, there is no success. One of the worst misconceptions you can make is thinking that success comes effortlessly. There are no shortcuts to greatness, no easy pathways. The road to success is littered with hurdles, disappointments, and challenges. If you're not prepared to face them, you'll never unlock your entire potential. The comfort zone is the location where you're free from problems, but it's also where your dreams go to die. If you want to achieve something truly meaningful, something that will change your life, you must be willing to embrace the discomfort that comes with progress. Push yourself beyond your limits and follow the less traveled path. The truth is that success doesn't come from avoiding challenges. It comes from tackling them head on. It comes from pushing oneself past what you thought was possible. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you acquire confidence and experience. You gain essential lessons that mold who you are and prepare you for even bigger difficulties ahead. But none of this can happen if you stay in your comfort zone. The comfort zone will keep you hooked. It will keep you from fulfilling your true potential and achieving the success you're capable of. Think about the periods in your life when you grew the most. Was it during the easy, comfortable moments or during the times you encountered adversity, when you ventured outside your comfort zone and pushed yourself beyond your limits? It's always the challenging situations that lead to the biggest progress. The struggles, the challenges, and the impediments force you to grow and become more than you were before. And that's exactly what success demands. Success asks that you rise above your existing self, expand beyond what you think is possible, and accept the obstacles along the path. Pushing beyond your bounds doesn't mean acting dangerously or being unrealistic. It means challenging yourself to become the best version of yourself. It involves regularly taking measures that compel you to grow, whether that's learning new skills, taking on greater responsibility, or stepping into leadership roles. It involves putting yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable but also make you stronger. It's about doing what others won't and facing the fear that comes with it. It's about taking measured chances that will take you to the life you desire. Pushing beyond your limitations also requires being willing to fail. Failure is a vital part of the process. It's a stepping stone on the route to success. Many avoid failure because they fear what it will indicate about them. But the truth is, failure doesn't define you, it refines you. It imparts lessons that success never will. Every time you fail, you learn, progress, and become more ready for the next task. Without failure, there's no success. Without failure, there's no development. Failure is merely feedback, showing you where to develop, where to grow, and where to push even more. If you want to push beyond your limits, stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself that it's too hard, too scary, or too unfamiliar. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your own fear and unwillingness to going out of your comfort zone. Let go of the stories you tell yourself about why you can't reach your goals. Stop playing tiny. Stop holding yourself back. Stop telling yourself you're not ready, capable, or that it's not the proper moment. The right time is now. The only time you have is right now. When you push beyond your limits, you'll realize that you're capable of far more than you ever anticipated. We all have untapped potential, more strength, resilience, and inventiveness than we give ourselves credit for. But you'll never know what you're truly capable of until you're willing to push yourself to your boundaries and beyond them. Every time you do, you stretch your boundaries and unleash a new level of performance, success, and fulfillment. The more you push, the more you discover there are no limitations. You can do things you never believed imaginable. You can achieve things that seemed out of reach. You may create the life you've always dreamed of, but it requires you to push beyond your comfort zone. The key is consistency. Pushing beyond your limits isn't a one-time event. It's a way of life. It's an attitude you carry with you every day. It's about making a promise to never settle for less than your best, always reaching for more, and continually challenging yourself to grow. It's about refusing to accept mediocrity and pushing yourself to be better each day. This approach will set you apart from the bulk of individuals who are too afraid to take risks and too comfortable to settle for more. You have to accept discomfort, break free from complacency, and go into the unknown. When you do, you'll learn that there are no boundaries to what you can achieve. The only boundaries are the ones you set on yourself. So quit holding back. Push beyond your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to do more, be more, and achieve more. That's where the true magic happens. That's where you will find the success and fulfillment you've been striving for. Stop complaining and take urgent action toward improvement. Complain all you want, but nothing will change unless you take action. Too frequently, individuals spend their time and energy moaning about their circumstances, their difficulties, and their positions. Complaining doesn't change anything. It merely keeps you stranded. It's easy to point fingers, criticize others, and feel like life is unfair. But here's the truth: the more you moan, the further away you become from development. Complaints are like quicksand. The more you battle with them, the deeper you sink. If you're serious about making progress and producing meaningful change in your life, stop moaning and start acting. Action is the only thing that drives actual outcomes. Complaining is only a distraction, a short release for irritation, but it doesn't take you closer to your goals. Every time you indulge in whining, you waste precious time you should be utilizing to work toward your progress, success, and personal growth. When you stop complaining, you take charge of your life. You cease blaming circumstances and other people for where you are. You stop pretending that your problems are too enormous to solve. Instead, you redirect your focus to solutions. You start seeing every problem as an opportunity to learn and improve. Taking action implies you're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You're the maker of your reality. Think about how much time you've wasted complaining. How much energy have you wasted on things you can't change? Complaining merely brings brief relief. It never leads to long-term progress. To generate lasting change, take the attention off your problems and put it on your actions. Taking action is about deciding that enough is enough. It's making the choice to move forward. Something may not feel quite right, the weather won't be great, the timing won't be optimal, and the hurdles will never totally disappear. But that doesn't mean you should wait. The greatest moment to take action is now. The ideal time to make a change is today. Don't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow never comes. When you stop moaning and start doing action, you'll begin to notice results. You'll notice the changes, even if they're minor at first. With each stride ahead, you'll feel more empowered and successful. As you continue to go forward, momentum will grow, and you'll start to believe in yourself more and more. You'll realize that you're capable of achieving things you once thought were impossible. But the issue is consistency. It's not enough to take action once and then quit. If you want to see long-term growth, you must commit to consistent activity every day, even on the bad days. Even when you're exhausted, even when the obstacles appear overwhelming, keep pushing forward. You don't have to make enormous strides every day. Just take one small step at a time. It doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you keep moving. Every step puts you closer to your goals. Every action, no matter how small, compounds over time, and eventually, those modest actions will lead to large consequences. The biggest error you can make is waiting for things to change on their own. Change doesn't happen by itself. It happens when you decide to take action, when you stop moaning, and when you start doing the effort required to improve. Complaining is easy. It's a natural reaction when things don't go your way. But it's also a waste of time that could be spent developing the life you want, strengthening your talents, and moving closer to your goals. Stop wasting time. Stop complaining. Start doing. The minute you decide to take immediate action is the time you begin to alter your life. It's when you take charge of your destiny and start producing the success you deserve. The secret to improvement is simple. Take action. Start now and don't wait. Just do it. Number 12, build discipline by adhering to your goals, no matter what. Discipline is the foundation of success. It is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. Without discipline, all the motivation in the world is pointless. You may have enormous ideas and powerful desires, but without the ability to stay focused and persistent, you'll struggle to convert them into reality. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about adhering to your goals and keeping focused despite setbacks. It's easy to get distracted, slip into poor habits, or give up when the going gets difficult. But genuinely successful individuals are those that refuse to quit. They keep pushing forward even when things seem impossible, and they commit to their goals with unshakable consistency. Building discipline demands commitment. It's not about trying once then quitting when things get hard. It's about staying the course, day in and day out, regardless of how you feel or what distractions arise. The route to success is never straight. There will be setbacks and moments when you feel like giving up. But it's in those moments when discipline matters most. It's when things are difficult that your dedication will truly be tested. If you can stay to your goals when it's difficult, you'll have acquired the kind of discipline that leads to success. The first step in creating discipline is setting clear, defined goals. Without defined goals, you won't have the attention required to attain them. Vague objectives like, I want to be successful, or I want to get in shape, won't cut it. You need goals that are explicit, quantifiable, and reachable. These goals operate as a roadmap directing you towards success. They give you something definite to aim on and work for. But setting goals isn't enough. You need the discipline to follow through. Once you've determined your goals, break them down into smaller, doable tasks. This makes things less intimidating and more achievable. It also gives you a clear plan of action to follow every day. Each single step puts you closer to your larger goal, and each triumph, no matter how minor, fires your discipline and increases your devotion. Discipline thrives on routine. Successful people keep to a regular regimen because they realize consistency is vital. Progress is made by constant, intentional action. When you construct a routine around your goals, you create discipline in your life, minimizing distractions and keeping you focused on what's important. But routine isn't just about doing the same thing every day. It entails making decisions in advance, so you don't have to rely on willpower or inspiration. By setting up a rigorous regimen, you remove excuses and make it simpler to stay on target. As you move toward your goals, problems will come. Life won't always go as planned. There will be times when you feel fatigue, when failures make you doubt yourself, and when the journey appears too arduous to continue. It's in these moments of struggle that discipline is most vital. It's easy to stay devoted while things are going well, but when things get rough, your true character shines. This is when you must dig deep and remind yourself of why you started. The distinction between those who thrive and those who fail frequently comes down to the ability to push through adversity. Successful people don't quit when things get tough. They adapt, keep going forward, and consider setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. To acquire discipline, you must cultivate mental toughness. Mental fortitude is the ability to keep going when you want to quit, to push through discomfort, and to stay focused on your goals. It's about avoiding distractions, handling difficulties, and not letting anything impede your progress. Discipline also involves avoiding complacency during the good times. When things are going well, it's easy to slack off or take a break, but this is when discipline becomes even more crucial. In times of comfort, you need to keep focused and continue going forward. Success comes from keeping the same degree of devotion, whether times are tough or easy. One of the best ways to stay disciplined is by holding yourself accountable. Set up methods of accountability that assist keep you on track. Share your goals with someone who will check in on your progress, track your progress yourself, or join a community of like-minded people working towards similar goals. Having someone or something to answer to enhances motivation and makes it tougher to give up. Another aspect to building discipline is keeping motivated. Motivation alone won't get you to your objective, but it provides you the drive to take action. Motivation is the fuel to get you started, while discipline is the engine that keeps you going. To stay disciplined, you need to find strategies to keep your motivation high, especially as energy wanes. This could be picturing your accomplishment, reminding yourself of the rewards of completing your goals, or concentrating on why you started. Discipline also entails embracing delayed satisfaction. We live in a culture of rapid gratification, where we demand quick results, but success rarely happens overnight. It requires time, effort, and patience. Building discipline involves putting in the hard work now, even when you don't see immediate returns. It involves deferring short-term pleasure for long-term contentment. Building discipline isn't simple. It needs sacrifice, effort, and a desire to keep going when times are rough. But the rewards are worth it. When you stay focused on your goals and have the discipline to keep moving forward, you generate permanent change. You'll look back and understand that discipline was the key to your success. So commit to your goals, establish a plan, stay focused, and never give up. With discipline, you can do anything. Number 13, break free from confining thoughts. Too frequently, people are held back not by their circumstances, but by the assumptions they hold about themselves and what they can or can't do. These views are generally established from an early age, formed by family, culture, and past experiences. They're sometimes camouflaged as realities we accept without examination, producing invisible bands that constrain what we believe is possible. But the truth is, your potential isn't restricted by these ideas. Breaking free from them is the key to opening a world of opportunity and attaining the success you desire. The first step in breaking free from limiting ideas is acknowledging them. Often, we don't even recognize these beliefs exist. They've become so ingrained that we accept them as part of who we are. They may sound like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve success, or I can't make a lot of money, or people like me don't achieve great things. You've likely heard these thoughts in your mind at some point, but here's the truth: those beliefs are not facts. They're merely stories you've been telling yourself over time. So, what's the first thing you need to do? Awareness. Awareness is the key to breaking free. Once you become aware of the limiting beliefs holding you back, you can begin to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this belief truly true? What evidence supports it? And more importantly, what evidence contradicts it? Often, when you start questioning these beliefs, you'll realize they're based on nothing more than fear, past failures, or assumptions made without solid evidence. It's essential to understand that these limiting beliefs are not reflections of your true potential. They're rooted in fear and past experiences, fear of failure, judgment, or rejection. These fears are natural, but they should not control your life. If you let them, they'll keep you stuck, preventing you from pursuing your goals and dreams. It's time to replace those old limiting beliefs with empowering ones. The next step is to reframe your thinking. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, try, I haven't figured it out yet, but I can learn. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I am capable and can grow. Reframing helps you shift from a mindset of limitation to one of possibility. It enables you to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles and to view challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. By doing this, you actively rewire your brain to think differently and take new actions. Another powerful strategy is to take action despite your fear. Many people wait for their mindset to be perfect before acting. They wait for the right moment, the perfect conditions, or when they feel completely ready. But the truth is, you'll never feel 100% ready. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty will always be present. The key is to act anyway. Action is the antidote to fear. Each time you take action, you prove to yourself that you can overcome challenges. This builds confidence, which gradually dismantles the limiting beliefs that hold you back. Taking action can be intimidating, but it gets easier with practice. Start small. There's no need to make massive leaps right away. Small actions done consistently can lead to big results. Whether it's learning a new skill, having a difficult conversation, or stepping outside of your comfort zone, consistent action builds momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful forces for achieving success. It's also important to surround yourself with people who challenge your limiting beliefs. The people you spend time with influence your thinking. If you surround yourself with those who reinforce your self-doubt, it will be harder to break free. But if you spend time with people who believe in your potential, encourage you to push past your limits, and offer fresh perspectives, you'll be more likely to break free from those beliefs. Seek out mentors, coaches, or friends who inspire you to think bigger, challenge your thinking, and hold you accountable for your growth. Another key element is focusing on your strengths. When you focus on what you're good at, you build confidence. Limiting beliefs thrive when you compare yourself to others or dwell on your weaknesses. Instead, focus on what you can do and use those strengths to your advantage. Every small win, every success reinforces the belief that you can achieve your goals. Affirmations and visualization are also powerful tools. Affirmations are positive statements you repeat to yourself to reinforce positive beliefs about yourself. For example, I am worthy of success, I have the skills I need, and I am constantly improving. When you say these affirmations with belief and emotion, you change how you see yourself and your potential. Visualization is another potent technique. By imagining yourself achieving your goals, you create a mental image of success. This helps break down the mental barriers created by limiting beliefs. Breaking free from these beliefs is an ongoing journey, not a one-time event. It's important to work on your mindset daily, surround yourself with positive influences, take action, and consistently challenge your beliefs. Over time, the beliefs that once held you back will lose their power. You'll become more confident, resilient, and capable of achieving success. Remember, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the belief that you can't achieve them. But your potential is limitless, but your beliefs must align with that potential. Choose to believe in yourself, your abilities, and your power to create the life you want. The moment you let go of those limiting beliefs is the moment you unlock the door to unlimited success. Don't let anything hold you back. The life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you. Go out and claim it. Work on your mindset to shape your future success. If you want to create the future you desire, if you want to achieve what others only dream of, it all begins with your mindset. The way you think, the way you perceive the world, and the way you approach challenges will ultimately shape your future. Your mindset is the foundation for everything else, and it has the power to propel you forward or hold you back. The good news is that you can shape and mold your mindset. It's a skill you can develop, not something you're simply born with. One of the first things to understand is that your mindset isn't fixed. It's not something set in stone. In fact, it's one of the most flexible aspects of your life. Just as you can improve your physical health, learn new skills, and expand your knowledge, you can work on your mindset. When you dedicate time to shaping your mindset, you begin taking control of your future. There's a key difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone. They think you either have what it takes to succeed or you don't. When they fail, they see it as proof they're not good enough. They avoid challenges because they fear failure. In contrast, those with a growth mindset believe abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. When they fail, they don't see it as permanent, but as a temporary setback, a learning experience. They embrace challenges, viewing them as opportunities to grow, improve, and move closer to their goals. If you want to shape your future success, you need to develop a growth mindset. And the best part is, you can start today. The first step is becoming aware of your thoughts. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. What do you tell yourself when faced with obstacles? Do you think, I'll never be able to do this? Or do you think, this is tough, but I'll figure it out? Your thoughts have a powerful impact on your feelings, actions, and results. Negative thoughts create negative emotions, which lead to negative actions, holding you back. On the other hand, positive thoughts lead to positive emotions and actions that propel you forward. The next step is to challenge those limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. If you've always believed you're not smart enough or that success is only for certain people, question those beliefs. Are they based on facts? Do they serve you? Often, limiting beliefs are rooted in fear or past experiences, but they aren't the truth. Once you realize this, you can replace them with empowering beliefs. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, say, I am capable and able to learn and grow. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, say, I may not know how, but I'll learn and put in the effort. This shift in thinking will transform your approach to life and success. Another important method to work on your attitude is by defining clear, focused goals. Without a clear vision, it's easy to feel distracted, demotivated, and overwhelmed. But when you set precise goals, you give yourself direction and purpose. Give oneself a sense of direction and purpose. Your goals become your blueprint, guiding you to where you want to go. The idea is to set objectives that challenge you. Goals that push you out of your comfort zone and help you improve. If your goals feel too easy, they won't force you to stretch and acquire the mentality necessary for success. It's also vital to understand that the path to success isn't a straight line. There will be difficulties, setbacks, and failures along the path. However, how you respond to these problems will decide your future success. If you consider failure as a reason to give up, you'll never attain your full potential. But if you regard failure as a lesson, an opportunity to learn, and a stepping stone to greater success, you'll continue to progress. Every successful person you admire has encountered obstacles and setbacks. The difference is they didn't let those barriers define them. They kept going, learned from their failures, and used those lessons to propel them ahead. One of the most important things you can do to affect your future success is to embrace an attitude of resilience. Life will inevitably throw problems your way, but your capacity to bounce back and keep going when things become rough will set you apart. People with resilient attitudes aren't disheartened by hardship. They see it as part of the process and believe they are capable of overcoming it. They recognize that losses don't define them, and they don't give up when things get rough. To create resilience, focus on creating mental toughness. This implies developing your ability to stay focused and determined even when you confront problems. One approach to do this is by practicing mindfulness and staying present in the moment. When you're able to focus on the task at hand, instead of getting caught up in anxieties about the future or regrets about the past, you're more equipped to tackle problems. It also helps to surround oneself with positive, supporting people who inspire you to keep going when situations are rough. Another key part of focusing on your attitude is the power of positive thinking. This doesn't mean dismissing life's obstacles or assuming everything is perfect. It implies choosing to focus on the positive parts of life and maintaining an optimistic mindset. Studies demonstrate that persons with a positive outlook are more likely to achieve their goals, have greater success, and lead healthier, happier lives. By focusing on the positive, you train your brain to see possibilities rather than roadblocks, solutions rather than problems. As you focus on your thinking, it's equally crucial to recognize the power of self-talk. The way you say to yourself greatly affects your attitude. If you constantly criticize yourself, doubt your talents, and focus on your weaknesses, your thinking will be negative and your success will be limited. But if you speak to yourself with encouragement, kindness, and conviction in your skills, your perspective will shift to one of possibilities and growth. Start by modifying the way you speak to yourself. Instead of stating, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am worthy of success and capable of achieving my goals." Your mindset shapes everything. It determines how you tackle problems, how you deal with disappointments, and how you view the world. By focusing on your thinking, you unlock the capacity to create the future you wish. So, start today. Develop a growth mindset, question your limiting beliefs, establish big goals, and create resilience. Your future success is within reach, and it all begins with the way you think. Set clear, achievable goals that propel you forward. Goals are the compass that steer us through life. They provide us direction and purpose. Without them, we are merely wandering. But goals aren't just about having something to work for. They're about building a vision for your life and taking actionable steps to bring that vision into reality. If you want to achieve success, whether that means developing a business, improving your health, or attaining personal milestones, it all begins with defining clear, measurable goals. When you make precise goals, you offer your mind a target to focus on, and this focus helps direct your energy productively. However, not all goals are created equal. The goals that truly drive us ahead are concrete, measurable, and reachable. They push us to grow, but are grounded in reality. The clearer and more feasible your goals are, the more likely you are to take continuous, deliberate action toward them. Many people fall short by setting vague or unrealistic goals, and then wonder why they can't make progress. It's crucial to know that clarity is key. Setting clear goals implies being detailed about what you want to achieve. Instead of declaring, "I want to be successful," a better objective may be, "I want to increase my income by 20% within the next year." This is measurable, feasible, and has a defined schedule. Specificity provides your aim substance. It converts it from a mere hope into something actual. When your goal is clear, you create a sense of urgency and focus. You can see exactly where you are headed and know what actions to take. Achievability is another crucial part of goal setting. This doesn't imply your goals should be easy, but they should be reasonable. If you establish a goal that's too far out of reach, it might feel overpowering, resulting in frustration and despair. Conversely, goals that are too easy may not push you enough to progress. To find the balance, evaluate the resources and time available. Is it something you can realistically complete within an acceptable time frame? If so, you'll be more driven to take action. Breaking goals down into smaller, actionable actions is crucial. Large goals can appear daunting, but when you reduce them into smaller, attainable activities, they become less overwhelming and more realistic. For example, if your objective is to create a novel, break it down into weekly word count goals or chapter outlines. By setting incremental goals, you create a sense of progress that keeps you engaged. Another essential component is time. Every objective needs a timeline. A goal without a deadline is like a dream without a strategy. Having a precise schedule increases urgency and provides you a solid aim. This doesn't mean rushing or forcing yourself, but being careful of time to avoid procrastination. Deadlines allow you to track progress and adapt if needed. However, setting the correct goals is just the beginning. What matters most is your commitment to accomplishing goals. Your goals won't function unless you do. Achieving success demands persistent work and tenacity, especially when the going gets rough. This is when discipline comes into play. Discipline is the capacity to stay focused on your goals and take action, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, regardless of how you feel. In addition to discipline, it's necessary to have a clear sense of why you're pursuing your goals. Your why is the emotional motivation that pulls you ahead. When things get challenging, knowing why you want to attain a particular objective will keep you motivated. Whether it's improving your family's life, proving something to yourself, or making an influence on the world, having a purpose behind your goal provides the energy and determination needed to keep going. To retain focus, picture success every day. Close your eyes and visualize reaching your goal. What does it feel like? Visualizing success helps you stay motivated and focused on the eventual outcome. It encourages the sense that reaching your goal is achievable. Increase your chances of success by making your goals public. When you disclose them, you generate a sense of accountability. You're not working in isolation. You have the support and encouragement of others. Being accountable to someone, whether a mentor, friend, or community, can help keep you on track, especially when inspiration wanes. Celebrate your progress, no matter how tiny. Success isn't just about reaching the finish line, it's about appreciating the trip. Every minor win is a credit to your hard effort. Don't wait to celebrate your final aim. Acknowledge the progress you've made along the path. Lastly, don't let setbacks disrupt you. Challenges are part of the journey, not warnings to give up. They give essential lessons that will make you stronger. When setbacks arise, think, adjust, and keep going forward. The most successful people aren't those who never fail. They're the ones who endure through failure and come out stronger on the other side. Ultimately, having clear, achievable goals is about taking charge of your life. It's about creating a vision for your future and actively working toward it. The more explicitly you define your goals, the more driven you will become. You'll have a sense of purpose, direction, and the determination to keep going, no matter the challenges ahead. Obstacles are not hurdles, but opportunities, guiding you towards success. Make your goals clear, achievable, and commit to persistent, concentrated activity to bring them to reality. The actual value of creating clear and attainable objectives rests not only in reaching them, but in the person you become along the process. As you pursue your goals, you build perseverance, discipline, and a strong sense of purpose. You create the mentality and habits needed to sustain growth and success. So, take the time to create your goals, split them into doable actions, and stay engaged to your trip. The future you want is within your reach, and it all begins with the goals you make today. Number 16, measure your progress daily and alter your efforts accordingly. Success is not instant. It's not simply about creating objectives and waiting for them to come true. It's about taking constant action, tracking progress, and making modifications as needed. The most successful people recognize that achieving goals is a dynamic process needing ongoing examination and adjustments. To actually achieve progress, you must measure your progress daily, reflect on your performance, and adapt your activities accordingly. Why is this crucial? Without monitoring progress, you're effectively navigating in the dark. Imagine driving to a location without a map or GPS. You wouldn't know if you're on the correct track or how far you've come. The same applies to personal progress. Without monitoring progress, it's easy to lose sight of what's working and what isn't. Tracking progress offers the feedback necessary to keep on course and make educated decisions. The first step in monitoring progress is creating clear, actionable benchmarks. These benchmarks operate as milestones, helping you to assess if you're progressing in the right way. For example, if your goal is to grow sales income by 20%, set monthly or weekly targets to track your progress toward that goal. Smaller milestones let you focus on doable tasks and create a sense of accomplishment as you hit them. They keep you motivated and offer a practical way to quantify your efforts. But the actual strength rests in daily measures. Daily assessments help you stay accountable and allow you to alter course before you go too far off track. It's easy to lose concentration and let days or weeks slip by without considerable improvement. By assessing progress regularly, you ensure that you're continually moving forward. You'll find trends in your actions and identify what's working and what's not. This daily check-in offers you the clarity to focus on what matters most. One great technique to monitor development is through daily reflection. Take a time each day to analyze your successes. What steps did you take today that took you closer to your goal? What worked well and what didn't? Reflect on your decisions and the effects they caused. This basic habit of assessing your day allows you to swiftly modify when things aren't working or when a strategy is becoming successful. Reflection also challenges you to be honest about where you are in your journey and what changes need to be made. Daily reflection also lets you celebrate modest wins. Too frequently, individuals focus entirely on the big picture and neglect the minor stages along the road. Progress is accomplished through amassing minor triumphs. Whether you hit a little milestone or pushed yourself beyond of your comfort zone, acknowledging these moments increases your motivation. It underscores that every effort counts, and even modest activities can have a huge impact. However, assessing progress isn't just about monitoring accomplishments. It's also about detecting where you may be falling short. There will be moments when you don't hit your targets or encounter setbacks. When this happens, analyze why things didn't go as anticipated. Did you fail to execute your plan? Were external influences involved? Did you miscalculate the time or resources required? Understanding the reasons for setbacks helps you prevent repeating the same mistakes. Once you've determined what went wrong, change your strategy. Perhaps you need to work more efficiently, put in extra hours, or altogether modify your attitude. The trick is to remain flexible and open to new ideas. Sometimes the route to success isn't a straight one. The capacity to pivot and adjust is vital to maintaining momentum. Remember, failure isn't permanent, but stagnation is. Learn from mistakes, modify, and keep going forward. Measuring progress daily keeps you engaged to your goals. It's easy to lose concentration, especially with long-term aspirations. But when you measure your success daily, you stay aligned with your vision. You're reminded of your purpose, which keeps you pushing forward even when problems come. In addition to assessing progress, tracking your effort is equally vital. Effort is the driving force behind growth. By monitoring your effort daily, you ensure that you're putting in the essential labor. If you find that your progress doesn't equal your effort, consider how you're spending your time and energy. Are you working efficiently, or are you distracted by low-priority tasks? Are you focusing on the activities that will move you closer to your goals? Or are you diverted by things that don't matter? Measuring effort helps you refocus and improve when needed. It's also vital to have a positive perspective while you measure progress. Progress is rarely linear, and some days will feel like you're not moving forward at all. This is where patience and persistence come into play. Small setbacks don't signify failure, they're simply part of the trip. By measuring your progress daily, you create resilience. You begin to recognize that every effort, no matter how modest, puts you closer to your goal. Each day is an opportunity to improve, learn, and keep moving forward. There's also power in modifying your goals when required. As you track your progress, you might learn that your original goals are too ambitious, too modest, or no longer correspond with your current aspirations. That's okay. Don't hesitate to reassess and make improvements. Adjusting your goals is a sign of growth, not failure. The trick is to stay flexible and adapt. If something isn't working, rethink your strategy. If you're exceeding expectations, push yourself even harder. Consistently monitoring your progress generates a feedback loop that fosters continual growth. The process of measuring keeps you involved and aware of your progress, enhancing motivation. The feedback you receive through daily assessments informs your next steps and helps you alter your strategy for even greater success. This makes goal setting an active process. You're no longer passively waiting for achievement. You're actively working toward it. Progress is a journey, and every journey involves adjustment. Whether you're trying for personal growth, developing a business, or improving your health, monitoring your progress daily and adapting your efforts is the key to enduring success. By reflecting on your achievements, tracking your effort, and making modifications as needed, you'll go forward with clarity and purpose. The path to success may not always be smooth, but by continuously monitoring and modifying, you'll stay on course and keep making substantial progress. Number 17, and never settle for less than your utmost potential. To genuinely unleash your maximum potential, You must believe in yourself and relentlessly pursue excellence. It's easy to grow complacent and settle for good enough. But if you want to make an impact and achieve amazing success, you can never settle for anything less than your greatest potential. The first step in realizing your fullest potential is understanding what it truly is. Your potential is the ability within you to do more than you ever thought possible, performing at a level much above what you envisioned. It's not about perfection, but about always improving, challenging your limits, and using the gifts you've been given. The problem is many individuals settle for less. They dread failure or feel their ambitions are too big and get comfortable in their current circumstances. But success doesn't come from mediocrity. It comes from striving for excellence, no matter how arduous the trip may be. One of the biggest hurdles to fulfilling your potential is self-doubt. Many people don't feel they're capable of attaining greatness, therefore they don't push themselves. They settle into a comfortable life, thinking they're doing their best, when they're merely skimming the surface of their full talents. The key to breaking away from self-doubt is reframing your perspective and seeing problems as chances for growth. When you take risks and venture outside your comfort zone, you'll understand how much you're truly capable of. The route to your maximum potential isn't always straight. You'll endure disappointments, blockages, and moments when you want to quit, but the important is to keep going forward even when things get bad. Progress isn't always linear, and success demands resilience. By embracing problems and overcoming them, you acquire the strength and confidence necessary to attain your highest potential. The more difficulties you conquer, the stronger and more capable you become in the pursuit of your goals. Setting high standards for oneself is vital if you want to achieve excellence. If you settle for mediocrity, that's what you'll get. But when you set bold goals and hold yourself accountable, you prepare the way for success. High standards don't demand perfection, but they do require you to seek for excellence. Expect to put in the hard effort, dedication, and discipline necessary to achieve amazing outcomes. By setting these high goals, you commit to a journey of continual progress, constantly striving to be better than you were the day before. Many people get trapped because they feel comfortable with their current state. They achieve a point of some success and become happy with where they are. However, real progress comes from the commitment to keep going forward, to push oneself to do more, learn more, and achieve more. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's easy to settle when you're comfortable, but if you truly want to attain your full potential, you must push past your comfort zone. Growth comes from discomfort, and the more you push through it, the greater your successes will be. Reaching your highest potential demands unwavering devotion. It's not enough to simply have a goal or vision. You must be fully devoted to make that vision a reality. Commitment entails hard effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. It entails making painful choices and putting long-term goals over short-term gains. Commitment is what keeps you going when things are rough, ensuring that you never give up on your dreams, even when the trip gets challenging. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage you to be your best. The people you spend time with tremendously affect your thought, attitude, and behavior. If you're surrounded by others who settle for less or don't challenge you to improve, you'll likely slide into complacency. Conversely, when you're around people that inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential, you're more likely to realize your full capacities. These people will hold you accountable, push you when needed, and offer the support and encouragement that are crucial to your success. Another crucial aspect in never settling for less than your potential is having a growth mentality. People with this mindset feel that their abilities can increase with effort and determination. They consider failure as a part of the learning process, not as the end. Those with a growth mentality continuously look for methods to better and expand their abilities. Embracing this perspective helps you perceive problems as chances to learn, stretch your limits, and become the best version of yourself. Remember, the road to your maximum potential is not about comparing yourself to others. It's about focusing on your personal growth and advancement. Everyone follows their own unique route, and the real competition is with yourself, not anyone else. Instead of comparing your accomplishment to others, measure it against your own standards and goals. Ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to become the best version of myself? This question will keep you focused on your own path and prevent you from getting distracted by others' achievements. A great technique to ensure you're never settling for less is by creating a strong sense of purpose. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, remaining motivated and focused becomes a lot easier. Your mission is the motivating force behind everything you do and aligns you with your genuine potential. Whether it's the desire to improve your life, make a difference, or attain a specific goal, your purpose serves as the foundation for all your actions. The pursuit of your highest potential is a lifetime endeavor. There's always room to develop, learn, and improve. The goal is to continuously aiming for perfection, pushing past your comfort zone, and never settling for less than your utmost best. It's about always challenging yourself, making new goals, and surpassing your prior achievements. Every single step pushes you closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. As you pursue your potential, understand that setbacks and hardships are inevitable. However, they also give tremendous possibilities for advancement. You will meet challenges and may feel like giving up at times, but it's in those moments when your actual potential is shown. When you fight through hardship, rise after defeat, and continue despite the odds, you show to yourself that you're capable of greatness. Never settle for less than your utmost potential, since that's where exceptional things happen. No matter where you are in life, there's always room for growth, improvement, and excellence. Keep striving, keep pushing, and above all, keep believing that you're capable of more than you ever dreamed. Your maximum potential is waiting. Now is the time to claim it. Embrace the unknown and take bold action. True growth comes from walking into the unknown. When you commit to taking courageous action, you're choosing to trust that the rewards will arrive, even if the complete picture isn't clear now. This trust in the process helps you remain focused on your vision, even when obstacles come. It's vital to recognize that taking big chances doesn't entail being reckless. Boldness involves determined action, not blind decisions. Before taking a risk, examine the prospective rewards and risks. Have a plan, do your homework, and comprehend the problems that can arise. Bold risks are not about rejecting prudence. They're about strategic decisions that correspond with your long-term goals. The more knowledgeable you are, the more prepared you'll be to navigate the unknown and take chances when they emerge. Sometimes the biggest danger is simply starting. Many people fear failure or feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of their aspirations, prompting procrastination. They procrastinate taking action, believing they need more time, resources, or certainty. However, the truth is, the best time to start is now. No amount of planning can match the power of taking the first step. Once you do, you'll start to learn, adapt, and move closer to your dreams. The secret is to quit waiting for the perfect moment and trust that you already have everything you need to begin. Taking big risks can often entail stepping away from security. For many, leaving a solid job, financial security, or a known path is daunting. Yet, sometimes the stability we hold on to is exactly what hinders us from attaining our true potential. To achieve remarkable things, you must be prepared to surrender the comfort of the familiar and accept the uncertainty that comes with change. The greatest triumphs typically come from individuals who took a leap of faith and gambled on themselves, despite the risks involved. Ultimately, taking bold risks is about having the confidence to pursue what you truly want in life. It's about breaking free from the restrictions you've set on yourself and daring to dream greater. Bold risks create doors to new possibilities and opportunities that you may not have otherwise encountered. Yes, challenges will occur, but it's through these challenges that you discover your actual strength. Don't fear taking that first step, even if the road ahead is unclear. Your aspirations are waiting, and the only way to accomplish them is to take big chances that will get you closer. Success isn't about playing it safe. It's about taking the chances that push you to become the best version of yourself. So, don't be scared to take daring risks. They are the keys to unlocking the future you've always dreamed of. Trust in yourself, take the leap, and move forward boldly. Your dreams are closer than you believe. Develop resilience by bouncing back from setbacks. Setbacks are an inherent aspect of life. Whether you're striving for personal improvement, working toward career achievement, or navigating problems in your relationships, setbacks will happen. It's crucial to remember that setbacks are not the end of your journey. In fact, They might be the very drivers for your greatest progress. What matters most is how you respond. Will you allow setbacks define you, or will you use them as stepping stones to become stronger, smarter, and more determined? Developing resilience requires learning to bounce back from these problems, realizing that each setback is simply an opportunity to learn, adapt, and go forward with even greater strength. The first step in gaining resilience is adjusting your attitude on failure. Failure isn't anything to fear. It's a natural part of the process. Through failure, we learn our boundaries, refine our techniques, and build the mental resilience required to keep going. Rather than lingering on disappointment or irritation, turn your focus to what you can learn. Ask yourself what went wrong, what you can do differently, and what lessons you can draw from the experience. By reframing setbacks as learning opportunities, you empower yourself to bounce back with a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of how to succeed. One effective tool in increasing resilience is maintaining a positive outlook. While it's common to feel frustrated after a defeat, it's vital not to let negative feelings rule your thinking. A resilient person acknowledges their sentiments but chooses not to be consumed by them. Instead, they focus on the bigger picture, their goals, their purpose, and the future they're working toward. A positive mindset doesn't ignore difficulties. It maintains the belief that you have the strength and capability to overcome them. Remind yourself of past challenges you've overcome and use those memories to build confidence in your ability to weather future storms. Resilience also requires flexibility. Setbacks often come when things don't go as planned. While this can be frustrating, it's important to stay flexible and open to change. Instead of adhering to a route that no longer suits you, allow yourself to modify your approach and explore other possibilities. This flexibility enables you to bounce back more quickly and effectively as you're not tied to outdated expectations. Some of the greatest success stories come from individuals who encountered tremendous setbacks, yet pivoted, adapted, and converted those hurdles into new opportunities. Another crucial component of resilience is perseverance. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding challenges. It means meeting them head on and continuing to push forward, even when things get tough. Every setback is a test of your resolve. It's easy to stop when things aren't going your way, but true resilience is found in the option to keep going. Whether it's working late to make a deadline, putting in extra effort to master a talent, or enduring rejection numerous times before succeeding, resilience involves an unflinching commitment to your goals. Support from others plays a critical part in establishing resilience. While resilience is ultimately about personal strength, it's vital to remember that you don't have to confront difficulties alone. Surrounding oneself with supportive friends, family mentors, or colleagues can provide the encouragement and perspective you need during stressful times. When you're feeling sad, having someone to talk to can help you gain clarity, reframe the issue, and remind you of your strengths. A robust support system can offer essential guidance and insights you may not have considered on your own. Building resilience also requires taking care of your physical and emotional well-being. When setbacks strike, it's tempting to overlook your health, but maintaining a healthy body and mind is vital for bouncing back. Exercise, healthy eating, sufficient sleep, and mindfulness practices all contribute to your energy and focus. A strong, healthy body and a clear mind help you approach challenges with greater clarity and determination. Additionally, practicing self-care reduces stress and promotes emotional resilience, making it easier to recover from setbacks. Another facet of resilience is self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things go wrong, but self-criticism simply holds you back. Practice love and empathy, acknowledging that setbacks happen to everyone. They don't define your worth or ability. Be gentle with yourself and give yourself grace to learn and grow from the experience. Self-compassion creates inner peace and confidence, which are crucial for bouncing back stronger. Resilience is also about taking responsibility for your actions. When failures occur, it's simple to blame external forces, but resilience demands owning your decisions and actions. While you may not control every scenario, you can control how you respond. Taking responsibility permits you to make adjustments and take corrective action rather than feeling helpless. This proactive approach helps you grow stronger with every obstacle. Lastly, Resilience involves patience. It's not about bouncing back immediately. It's about giving yourself time to heal, reflect, and recalibrate. Sometimes setbacks require time to process fully. Allow yourself space to recuperate and reassess. Practicing patience guarantees that you move forward with intention rather than rushing into the next step without thorough thinking. Every struggle is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Ultimately, resilience is about gaining the mental and emotional power to persevere in the face of adversity. It's about learning to rise every time you fall, adapting to change, and maintaining an optimistic view despite obstacles. When you bounce back from setbacks, you become more capable of managing future obstacles with confidence and grace. Resilience is a quality that can be built over time, and with each setback, you enhance your ability to confront anything life throws your way. Keep going forward, and remember that resilience is the key to turning challenges into opportunities for growth and success. Trust yourself wholeheartedly and believe in your own ability. The cornerstone of success, pleasure, and personal progress resides in the trust you invest in yourself. Your power resides inside you, in your ability, your actions, and your confidence. Believing in yourself is not only about confidence, it's about establishing an unshakable belief that you are capable of conquering any challenge, attaining your goals, and creating the life you choose. When you trust yourself entirely, you tap into your inner strength, creativity, and resilience. The secret to unlocking your potential is realizing the great power you possess and having faith that you have everything you need to succeed within yourself. Trusting yourself begins with self-awareness. To trust oneself, you must first know yourself deeply, your strengths, flaws, values, desires, and fears. This includes taking the time to reflect on your experiences, objectives, and prior choices. Self-awareness allows you to comprehend your emotions, motivations, and behavior patterns. When you know yourself well, you receive clarity on the decisions that match with your genuine self. This clarity creates confidence and helps you trust that the decisions you make are in keeping with your real aspirations and beliefs. Once you have a firm sense of self-awareness, the next step is to establish self-acceptance. Trusting yourself is not about being perfect, it's about appreciating who you are, imperfections and all. Self-acceptance involves identifying your faults without judgment and accepting them as part of your journey. When you trust yourself, you don't need to hide or cover up your shortcomings. Instead, you embrace them as areas of growth and improvement. You stop seeking approval from others and start knowing that your worth comes from inside. The moment you accept yourself, you release yourself from the need for external acceptance and begin to trust your own judgment and actions. Trusting yourself also demands overcoming self-doubt. Self-doubt can be crippling. It inhibits you from taking risks, making decisions, and venturing outside your comfort zone. It generally arises from prior failures, fear of the unknown, or the views of others. However, self-doubt only holds you back when you let it to. Trusting yourself entails acknowledging your doubts, but not letting them influence your actions. It's about learning to differentiate your thoughts from your genuine potential. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, turn your emphasis to what could go right. Each time you take action despite self-doubt, you reinforce your trust in yourself. With every modest win, your confidence develops, and your ability to trust your intuition becomes greater. Believing in your own power is also about appreciating your ability to make decisions and take responsibility for the repercussions. When you trust yourself, you recognize that you are the creator of your reality. Your decisions shape your life, and with each decision you make, you are actively participating in your own destiny. Trusting oneself implies taking ownership of your actions, whether the repercussions are positive or negative. You recognize that mistakes are not failures, but opportunities for progress. Even when things don't go as planned, you trust that you have the power to learn, adapt, and continue moving forward. With this perspective, you stop seeing setbacks as indicators of inferiority and instead consider them as transitory obstacles that can be conquered. Another crucial component of trusting oneself is letting go of fear. Fear is typically the greatest impediment to self-trust. It tells you that you're not good enough, capable enough, or worthy enough to realize your dreams. Fear makes you second-guess yourself and hinders you from taking action. But true self-trust requires expressing fear and pushing on in spite of it. It implies acknowledging that fear is natural but doesn't need to rule your behavior. When you trust yourself, you give yourself permission to feel fear without allowing it to paralyze you. Instead, you use grief as fuel to push you toward your goals. You tell yourself that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to take action despite it. A critical element of trusting yourself is also having a strong sense of discipline. Trusting yourself is not just about believing in your ability, it's about showing to yourself by persistent action that you are worthy of success. Discipline involves following through on your commitments, being focused on your goals, and taking tiny, meaningful steps every day, even when things are difficult or progress seems slow. Discipline guarantees that you stay on course. The more disciplined you are in pursuing your goals, the more you reinforce your trust in your ability to achieve them. Trusting yourself involves not relying on motivation or external encouragement. It means creating an inner drive that propels you to keep going, even when the route is challenging. To genuinely trust oneself, you must also cultivate self-compassion. Self-compassion entails treating yourself with love and empathy, especially during times of struggle or failure. It's easy to blame yourself when you make errors, but faith requires that you give yourself grace. Instead of being your worst critic, become your strongest fan. When you trip up or encounter difficulties, speak to yourself as you would to a close friend. Remind yourself that mistakes are a natural part of growth and that you are always learning and evolving. By practicing self-compassion, you reaffirm your self-trust and give yourself the room to make mistakes without fear of losing confidence in yourself. Trusting yourself also entails setting limits that recognize your needs and protect your energy. You are your greatest advocate, and it's crucial to trust that you know what is best for you. Setting limits ensures that you prioritize your well-being and create an environment that supports your growth. Trusting yourself means having the confidence to say no when something doesn't correspond with your values or aspirations. It means making decisions that foster your physical, emotional, and mental well. When you trust yourself to make decisions that support your well-being, you reaffirm your self-belief and create a healthy foundation for growth and success. In addition, trusting oneself is about tapping into your intuition. Your intuition is a strong guide. It's the inner voice that tells you what feels right, what resonates with your reality, and what will take you toward fulfillment. Trusting your intuition entails learning to listen to that inner voice and using it to guide your decisions. It's about realizing that your inner wisdom is just as valuable, if not more so, than external guidance or affirmation. When you trust yourself, you have the courage to follow your intuition and make choices that are connected with your deepest wishes. Intuition permits you to move with confidence, knowing that you are being guided toward what is best for you. As you begin to trust yourself more fully, you also start to believe in the potential of your aspirations. When you trust yourself, you know that you are capable of doing great things. You no longer limit yourself by what you think is possible or by the views of others. Instead, you extend your vision for your life and think that everything is within your reach. You trust that you have the power to create the life you want, despite the problems or hurdles that may come. Believing in your own power is stepping into your full potential and recognizing that you are capable of far more than you may have previously anticipated. Trusting yourself entirely also entails being patient with the process. Success doesn't happen immediately, and the route to attaining your goals may take unforeseen detours. Trusting oneself implies having trust that, even when progress seems slow or uncertain, you are on the correct path. It's about believing that the steps you're doing are moving you in the direction you want to go. Patience is a vital part of self-trust because it helps you to continue pushing forward even when the effects aren't immediately obvious. When you trust the process, you trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing, and you have the confidence to keep going step by step. Ultimately, trusting oneself entirely is the key to unlocking your true potential. It helps you to make decisions with confidence, take daring risks, and pursue your objectives without hesitation. The more you trust yourself, the more you tap into your boundless power. When you believe in your own abilities and strengths, you become unstoppable. Every struggle becomes an opportunity for progress, every failure becomes a lesson, and every victory becomes a validation of your boundless potential. Trusting yourself entirely is the most powerful thing you can do to build the life you've always dreamed of.